under party or anything. We are leaders that are entrusted by our people. Come and speak on their behalf.
The Situation Room on 98.3 Milan FM provides the platform where all of your demands are met. Issue-based conversations about politics, policies, leadership and governance in Nigeria and around the world. Join us every Mondays through Fridays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. as we engage and interact towards setting the agenda for proper accountability and public engagements. The Situation Room is here. We welcome the roommates.
A very good evening to you. Welcome to the Situation Room, live on Milan 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. It's a Thursday edition of the program, and I want to believe your day has been going very, very well. Today is the 14th day of the ninth month of year 2023. We're gradually moving towards the end of the year. As they would always say, that the moment we get into the Ember month, then it becomes, very important to tidy up things, and I'm really looking forward to the celebrations in December. I mean, I've always been of the opinion that no matter how comfortable Nigerians are, no matter how difficult things are, when it gets to that time of the year, things always, figure itself out. You just see people making some, big progress, people moving into their new houses, people dedicating cars, and, just trying to put their families and life together. It's always really difficult, when you have a lot of expectations on things and it probably doesn't just turn out well the way you'd expect it to be. But we'd always find a way around it. I remember a couple of years back when somebody was... Apologies for that. When somebody was talking about the fact that, suicide is quite alien to Nigerians. I've had conversation. I remember a couple of years back, yes. I was helping someone with the report, and I had the opportunity of interviewing someone in Ekiti, yes, one town, one very historical town in Ekiti. And one of the things the man said was that I think as at that time he should be in his late 70s or early 80s. And the man made a statement. He said, as he is, he still believes that the goodness of this country is going to meet him alive. And I said, well, quite interesting. It's really, alien to Nigerians until very recently, when people just take their lives. And, well, it can be very difficult, but hey, you have to stay alive, irrespective of what is going on. You have to find a way to speak out. A lot of people have probably just allowed themselves to be consumed by what the society would say. Oh, I'm a man, I can't cry, I can't speak out. Hey, I'll find someone that is close enough and always find a space to pour yourself out so that, you just have some moments in your life where you feel very light, you feel happy, and because whether you like it or not, happiness is of the essence. We can make plans for the nearest future, for the short future, but then the owner of life can just tap you up one day and say, you know what, we're done. You need to go home. There's nothing anybody will do about it. The predestination of life makes it absolutely unpredictable. Well, good evening. Welcome to the Station Room. We had to just take that at our quick line. Event of the last 48 hours are just make me understand that a lot of people are going through so much, and they always find a way, especially with the addiction to social media these days. Everybody just wants that validation. Everybody wants that acceptance. Everybody wants that, oh, I'm doing well, I'm doing good. But deep down, it's always tough. And, when the coin is flipped and then people get to hear, oh, while he was alive, he was saying this, oh, he was doing this, oh, he was passing this message, oh, this was what he meant, we didn't get this. So please, when you leave, your chapter is closed. So while you're still here, live the life to the fullest. Don't let the situation define you and always find your existence. My name is Opeyemi Akinyode. On the Thursday edition of the program, we don't would always look at certain policies of the government it directly affect our existence as a people. And Mr. Adeyemi, the head of political desk of Guardian newspaper, joins us every Thursday on the show to help us understand some of these things. Well, since President Bola Ahmed Tinubu got into office, there's been some, key decisions that have been taken bigger. I don't know if there's anyone bigger than the official removal of the subsidy, but then we've also looked at, certain policies that a lot of Nigerians are called into question, especially those that understand how these deals work within the economic and political space. But then the president, just about 48 hours, about 3 days ago, returned from India after attending the G20 summit, and the presidency actually released a statement, trying to break down some of the things that the meeting or the visits must have given Nigerians in respect to investment, in respect to commitment from investors in monies, in infrastructural investment coming into the country. So if you're fixing all of these things outside, how important is fixing our own internal problems and security challenges that we have? The power challenges that we have. I mean, you can go out, get the biggest of investors from India to come into the country. If they get in here and our security challenges are not fixed, the power situation gets this bad, gets worse. We heard this morning, unconfirmed though, that the national grid collapsed, and that's why there is, blackout in almost everywhere. I don't know if there's some major part of Lagos that have light, but in the last about 4 days now, I'm not sure I've had electricity supply in my neighborhood. So if we are inviting investors, if you are trying to sell Nigeria to the entire world, telling them how much of prospects we have in, the potential of being the largest economy in Africa, then we need to fix our internal problems so that when the investors come, they will meet in a very, very friendly, business-friendly environment to start to, bring their investments and see how they can help the country to, improve, especially in the area of foreign exchange. So Mr. Adeyemi will help us understand how significant, was that G20 summit that the president attended, and in, building up to some of the gains of that particular summit, how important also is it for us to fix some of the challenges that we have internally. Mr. Adeyemi, good evening and welcome on the show today.
Good evening, Lagos. Opeyemi, I trust God you are doing good.
Wow, I want to also believe you're doing well. So we're going to have you for not so long today. I had to pull you out of a meeting. So again, we appreciate you for always finding time with us to be with us every Thursday. So you're welcome again today.
Yeah, I think let's greet the listeners. They've always been part of this program every Thursday. I think they have been very loyal. I think they're supportive.
Thank you very much.
I greet all of them anyway.
So all of us gotta greet everybody. So let's get straight up into it. I remember we're building up to the cabinet of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I remember there was a certain Thursday that we, highlighted the key areas of the economy that needs to be prioritized. We talked about power. We talked about security. We talked about infrastructures. We talked about having a society that gives everybody a level playing ground, most especially the small scale business owners. These are the ones that are expected to stimulate the growth of a fragile economy like that of Nigeria. And after the cabinet was formed, we saw the Minister of Finance, that's the coordinating minister of the economy, Mr. Wale Edun, and we saw the ministers that are holding those key positions. And by the way, I think a lot of us didn't start focusing on the Minister of Interior, Honorable Olubunmi Ojo. Is doing some amazing stuff, especially with the immigration decisions. I think late last week there was an instruction that all of the over 200,000 pending passport application must be cleared within 14 days. And as the last I checked, it was reported about 55,000 of them have been cleared in just 4 days. Okay, I would also start to focus on that. Yeah, there's also in some wiki somewhere. It was really, really hard on. There was one flag off he went to do yesterday, and they delayed him for about 3 minutes trying to fix the microphone. Wike did not spare those people. And so we'll come up to that. Probably he's going to give us something different to evaluate. But let's look at, the significance of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's G20 summit that he attended in India. The presidency reeled out some, some achievements, or let me say, some things that came out of that particular visit. And I saw the front page of your newspaper today, the Guardian newspaper, and there was a breakdown, in respect to building coming with price variation and how easy it is for Nigerians to, survive without government intervention, especially in the housing sector. And Mr. Muyiwa, one of the biggest investors in India, promised with a lot of commitments into about $80 billion or thereabouts to come invest in the infrastructures of the Nigerian, of Nigeria rather. Talk to us about that G20 summit and what do Nigerians stand to gain from that?
I think let's get it clear. Nigeria is not yet to be part of G20.
Of course.
But Tinubu was invited. And the first question, let's say, we begin to ask, why did they invite him? And the reason why the reason was extended to him was that I think in the international circle it was believed that Tinubu is trying to open up the economy of the country. And that's why I think he sees some nations trying to talk to him and see how they can invest or have a partnership in Nigeria. Because the way we saw those things people have been asking Nigeria to do, very painful, but I think it was very so caring at least to go ahead without minding the consequence, and which is facing now to do. So the point I'm trying to make is that his policy so far have been seen to at least to be favorable to the international investors that they are trying to open up the economy, let them come and invest. Having said that, there's no way a new government at this time, Nigeria is the most populous
black nation in the world.
Black nation in the world. We are talking of a country of over 200 million people. We look at our let's say neighbors and other African countries, that barely see any 1 percent, 60 million, right? And I'm not talking of Gabon of less than 2.5 million or Nigeria of 20-something or 18 million, thereabouts. So the point I'm making is that Nigeria is too big to be ignored. Having said that, Tinubu is seizing the opportunity, which is normal for any president that comes. Any new president must try and impress the international community, right? Because they bring that village. Right? That I think there's something you can do on your own as a country. You lead other countries, I think, to collaborate on partnership with, in the area of comparative advantage. Those areas will need to need others and where they need you. So Tinubu must announce himself to the world that this announce that that is still sheriff in town. So that is no longer Buhari that is the president. I am the president. See me, evaluate me, and deal with me as Tinubu, not as Buhari of Nigeria, but as Tinubu of Nigeria. So he's been out to sell himself, and fortunately for him, I think the reception he has been receiving from the Nigerian community has been disfavorable. At least this is what he has said. But how far that one will go, or the consequence of it, is what anybody cannot begin to factor here now. But at the same time again, if you consider at the area of investment and say that we need others to come and invest in Nigeria, a lot. We need people at least to come and invest in the power sector. As you have said, we had collapse of national grid last night, this morning. I don't know that they fixed by now. And then we know that the major problem that the COVID is collapse for some days. As we have agreed, as we have said yesterday, Nigeria has increased the input and the power generation. But while they were working on power generation to almost 12,000 now, they do not have enough power. The cables, the transmission is too weak. Each time they try to inject 200 or 300 more to the 12,000 they're talking about to see collapse of national grid. network begin to work, even with this digitalization, we need foreign investors to go and work in these areas. For instance, I used to tell people, even if I go to something on this transmission, what about distribution? I can bet you, even if you have no transmission, where I live, the distributed network cannot stand any major the power supply. Because most of many areas, the wire, the cables, what we call LT, the low tension wires are just too weak. If you go to some areas, the transformers have been able to over 20 or 30 years, you will see a lot of load shedding everywhere. And the reason for the load shedding is that because of the capacity of the distribution network. So are we changing all these things? Nobody is attending to that one now. So what is it that Tinubu has to get the consent or invite as many as investors as want to come and invest in the foreign sector? Not only that, what about agriculture? We are here hungry. We know that if we're able to get serious investors that are even from Israel or from countries that are able to solve all these even to America, then in these places, the issue of food is no longer an issue. Today, but in Nigeria here, food is still a serious issue to most Nigerians, too expensive. And until we're able to adopt mechanized farming, which will allow and encourage many youths to go into farming, the issue of this sustained farming, I think in Nigeria cannot go make any headway from that side again. So Tinubu wants to really let the investors first and foremost know that Nigeria is ready for business. Nigeria is ready to take them on, and Nigeria is ready to protect their business. And they also improve on the security. They are coming here to bring to develop infrastructure, but they are not the ones to come and develop security. The security must be better. Nobody will come and invest, no matter what you are doing. Nobody will come and invest in a place where investments are not secured. So we have to think about that one. And there must be the rule of law. And the international investors cherish the rule of law, that where the agreement will be honored. And in case anybody wants to, at least they don't want to obey those sort of agreement, there is a court that everybody can rely on. At least at that level of what is signed with international investors, it needs a good and the broker to follow it up. Let me tell you, a lot of agreements have been signed with many international
investors
that nobody follow them up. And once they follow those things in the agreement up, I think it becomes just what they just add it on the paper. So who is following all this thing up? I think we go and look at that guy. You have seen Nigerians talking to one company or the other, talking to one or the other. But when it comes to implementation, is what we want to see. I'm not that excited with the very get policy from the breaking 80 billion to Nigeria. Or what? No, I'm not excited. I will be excited when I begin to see those things coming into reality. But one thing is, however, we have seen many, and I'm saying it, and I'm sure Nigerians know that we have seen many agreements signed between Nigeria and investors. But what about the implementation? Are we able to get the conditions to bring them down here to come and play their own part of the agreement? That's where I think we have to really work on.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adeyemi. Well, it's very clear at this point now that the fact that Nigeria is not even a member of the G20 and the president got invited, not just got invited, took the front seats, he was able to talk to the entire world, the world leaders, even the president of the United States was there, and ultimately got some commitments. I mean, I also appreciate the fact that you established it very clearly that social justice is very important, and it means that everybody must have a say in how everything works. But my question again is this, Mr. Adeyemi, bringing in all of these commitments, how much do we need to fix the infrastructures of this country? Now, somebody is bringing in huge amount of money, and then he knows that, oh, if I'm going to set up this place, there's a likelihood that some people would come and say, oh, this is so and so, there's no part, there's all of that. Do you think we should fix our problem before we go to secure those commitments, or you think the commitment will propel us, into fixing our problems internally?
If we don't have problem, why do we need them? Because we want them because we have problems. Right. We are inviting them to come and solve our problems. So come and assist in solving our problems. You know what I'm saying? That if we got it all, why do we need them? So what I'm saying is that fixing our problem is a continuous process in which we need everybody that has capacity, that's not coming to duke Nigerians, right? For instance, now we are talking of this transmission now. This generation have reached up to that level we are talking about, right? At 12,000, so we live at 12,000, then we can transmit 5,000 up to now. So what almost can see over 4,000 megawatts. So if the country is coming to massively invest in transmission and distribution, right, that we can offload up to 10,000 within 5-6 months. Is it not better for us? So, investors look for problem. And the devil is that you make it in life by providing solution. So they don't have a problem now. We have told you they have the problem of generation, transmission and distribution. So every smart company all over the world that have a better way of quickly helping Nigeria to solve, we will welcome and we make it return for investment. We're talking of food security that we want to grow, we have to produce, engage in mechanized farming. We have land, right? But if any company anywhere in the world that is destroyed in the USA or other countries that have done well in agriculture, want to come to Nigeria going through instead of the land, where are you hungry? Then you are bringing tractors, maybe on the competitive level, on the soil, on the size or whatever. We are bringing fertilizers, we are bringing we are coming to do your soil geography to ensure that what you are planting, there are different platforms that you give it, multiple youth. If anybody is coming to solve that problem, that is going to solve the investors are coming to solve the problem. So it's not until we have the best of the road networks. If we have the best of road networks, when some of us are clamoring for a better consortium company than the Ləsbɛkə and the likes, right? You know what I'm saying? If our roads are good and different position, why do we need them? If we have the 24-hour power supply, why do we need them? But they are coming to solve problems. So not until we have everything in the but where the government should be able to at least remove the powers. So I'm saying that there must be rule of law, right? Because they want to come and sign agreements, and they want to show that somebody tomorrow will not stand up and violate the agreement, and they go scot-free with that. They have like come and invest $50 billion here, and on certain terms, and I play my terms and play according to rules, and somebody now just change and nothing happens. No, nobody wants to do that. And they want protection. They are bringing human beings to come and work. They are bringing facilities to come and work. Are they protected? No investor wants to come to Nigeria and be kidnapped. No investor or his children or his wife will kidnap or his staff will kidnap. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to bring investment where is not sure. Where is not sure that I think
his investment is secure.
Investment I think is right at the government. So that is why we are saying that government must ensure that it improves the security network. One, secondly, government must ensure and quickly too that the people give the world a bad impression that they are serious about growth now.
Mr. Muyiwa, I'm really struggling to hear you. So maybe you could just help me change your location a little bit.
Okay. So can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better now.
All right. So what I'm saying is that Nigerian civil president must quickly work now with his team to improve all the security network of the country, and then secondly, to ensure that it begins to give the world image that we're a country that believes in the rule of law and we believe in the constitutional government. So with that one, I think there is hopefully this for the investors to come to the country.
Thank you very much, Mr. Muyiwa. Before we let you go, I mean, it's okay for the government to have all of the right policies on ground. Let's talk about the involvement of the organized private sector.
Okay.
As of 2018, it was actually reported that the organized private sector in Nigeria almost, played almost at the same level with the commitment of the government in terms of what is pumped into the economy. Now, if the government is bringing in all of these investors, if the government is in their own little space, trying to bring, how does the private sector come into all of this, Mr. Muyiwa Adeyemi?
Sorry, let me hear you again.
I said if the government is reaching out to all of these investors, and we all know that there's no country that can survive only on government patronage. There has to be big protection for the organized private sector. People should also be able to key or tap into whatever the government is doing in terms of what they are bringing out. How does the government and the private sector, the organized private sector, come together and also work together to benefit from all of these investments?
I think if you see one of those things that you can easily notice in Tinubu's administration, that he wants to open up the economy of the country. And if you can see the manufacturing of Nigeria at a small scale industrially, and Asima and Co. I think congratulating and expressing hope that I think is the man is in the right direction. There's no way you can run a country without active involvement of
the private sector.
Because as you know, the trend now in the world is that people don't have business in business. So if government has no business in business, what they are saying is that only what they expect of the government is to provide a complete environment for business to thrive and allow leaders, key players to continue to develop the economy and the business. So if that is the truth, that means that whatever you do must be acceptable, must consider the organized private sector as the key in this new scenario. If they are the kings, they are the bigger players, certainly all the policy direction must be involved. Then if you see when it started, you have set up a committee to review the issue of multiple taxation. You have set up a committee to look at all other issues that have been that all of these private sectors have been complaining about. So we are yet to see the answers of that committee, but we know that they are working on it. And I can't forget them, but let's see how they play this game. But certainly, anything is doing without carrying private sectors along, at least I'm afraid it may not get their results. Because when you are saying that you want to open up business, you want many people to go into investment, to the extent that you are saying you are giving some people loans to revise their businesses at a larger level and at small scale level. But I think it's somebody that wanted to promote business. But how far it can go with politics is one. We are waiting to see. I'm not part of the government, and I cannot be specific on what is doing. But we saw that committee. So let's see how what is put out.
Okay. Also in the news today, there was a report that the federal government has directed the Central Bank of Nigeria to settle the foreign airlines backlog. Remember the about $800 million, issues that was being, raised a couple of months back that led to some of the foreign airlines canceling their, their Nigerian routes, that they stopped flying into the country and they canceled the channels here. But with this now and a few other things, how bright are you, or how excited are you feeling about the next couple of months in respect to how the Nigerian economy will continue to pick up?
That's what we are saying. If you obey the contractual agreement, that's why you encourage investors to come. The money the CBN is owing these foreign airlines is their money. They are not giving them any help. Nigerians have paid for this money only because as we go, people now remit the money to those foreign airlines in dollars or whatever currency. So it's not that CBN is doing them any favor. It's not that CBN borrowed them the money, but it's the money that was in the kitty of the CBN. Now begin to ask, what kind of economy are we running that you owe airlines that are not yours? You cannot operate your own. And there's some countries, including Ethiopia. Ethiopia Airlines is our fund Africa, right? That's doing well. Kenya, that's doing well. And others that you now owe them. What signal you are telling the international community and the rules and what others come and invest in your own? No, it's not done. So it's begin to ask, I'm not expecting them to order them to pay. He's supposed to probe why the money was not paid. So they were supposed to put on somebody's head, and somebody must answer. If they have paid for this money, I refuse to remit it. Do you know what how those airlines must have suffered because of it? Right? But they must ask them why. And whoever delayed and refused to remit that money, and it should not go to conflict. That's the position. The second is that by the time you begin to obey contractual agreements, one thing you are telling people is that you are responsible enough to do business with. So meaning that if you ask me to come and invest 50 billion a year, I will come because I know that you will play your own part. You will not just have my money with you. And even if they pay me through you, you will give me my money. So we have to look at all those things because Nigerians have got a deal that's not too good when it comes to honoring contractual agreements. And the way they cancel agreements also is not good. But I don't want to point to one or two or three. We all know some of this stuff. What I'm saying is that you cannot give a company's hope. A company, you can't sign a contract agreement with a company, and the company has gone to investment, he has spending money on it, and one day somebody just hooked up for the wrong side of the bed and said, no, we are reviewing that agreement. No, it's not good. Because we are telling people that they are not reliable, and when we are telling people we are not stable, or your economy is not stable, or you are not you can just shame